For those of you unaccustomed to living in a house with a 400-pound pig, this is what happens. Okay, so Julian he used to get his baths in there. It's quite pink, he's been out in the sun today. Which he shouldn't be, because oh goodness, he gets his butt, he gets real itchy. Do you want to do squeakies? Squeakies? No, he's done his squeakies. So he likes to squeal when you scratch his back. Anyway, so he used to get his baths in there, but you can see he might be ever so slightly too large for the room at the moment. Isn't that right, Bubba? Was that right? Punky. I love him. I don't know. I mean, like, I've had it, what have you been around for, what, 4.5 years? Has it been 4.5? And I actually can't get over it. Every single day I see him, I feel like I'm gonna bite his face and kiss him to death. I honestly, like, I was looking at his butt the other day. He was just standing there, wagging his little tail, just like this. Look at the tail. And I just, like, I couldn't handle it. Look at his butt wrinkles. I just want you to see these butt wrinkles. Look at that. I mean, like, and he's trying to get in the refrigerator right now. So, I'm looking at his butt wrinkles, his tail is wagging, and I'm like nearly in tears because I am just overflowing with mad obsessive love for this pig. He is the biggest pain in my ass, and like the best thing I've ever encountered. And he can destroy everything, obviously. If you can make it, he can break it. That's the rule with a pig. If you can close it, he can open it. Yeah, so he's just going through the kitchen right now because he knows where everything is as a result of the fact that he used to have full access to the house. Don't touch that. Sir, excuse me, sir. I do call him sir because I feel as though he is deserving of a title in some manner. Are you gonna open that? Yeah, he knows where all the raumung is, the water spinach, the morning glory, whatever you want to call it. And so he gets in there. So basically to watch everything he does. So he's just, yeah. Jill, honey, no. Good job. He's sweet. You sweet pig? You sweet pig? He says, Mama said no. Mama said no. See, and he just loves to, let me see if I can get him to do the butt rub. So Julian likes to scratch his face on butts. Julian he's a butt head scratcher. Apparently this is the ideal location. Now he wants to go out. This is the, honey, what do you need? Sir. This is the ideal location to rub one's head. It happens to be on a human butt, specifically mine usually. I'm used to it since he was a little guy, but as he's gotten bigger, it is a little bit more challenging. One normally has to kind of brace themselves. You sort of have to like kind of get down, bend your knees, and hang on to whatever is closest to you. What's in there, hun? Oh, he doesn't even know, but he's quite a curious child. Hun, we talked about that. Son. Sir, is there any, sir? Oh. So, that's life with a pig. We'll just let him play with that. But yeah, so he can actually pick up a human with his head. It's quite strong. So he will do that as necessary to let us know that his head is itchy. So when I need to scratch my head, I just do that. And Julian will put his head under a human ass. I mean, look at him. Like I want to bite him. I don't even know. Hey, sir, excuse me. Sir, pardon, I'm sorry. He's going for the chicken food. Yeah, so 80% of animals killed in the country are pigs. Vietnam has an sir, did we not talk about it? Do you want to talk about it more? I'm going to pick this up. They have a really high consumption of pork products. Of course, per capita, you know, the Vietnamese eat, I think, a third or a fourth of the average American meat consumption, but still the majority of the animals killed here are pigs, not dogs, as the media would have you believe. So Amy, Ames, she's our sexy little wolf. Jew, sir, really? Yeah, okay. Hun, hey, do you smell anything? Look at his little face. Jew? It's enrichment, we call it enrichment. Okay. Hun, you gonna pick it up? He's being very gentle, to be fair. I mean, he hasn't completely removed the shelf, which is probably the next plan, isn't it, son? Okay, look at those baby eyes. Look at him. Chew. He's a good boy. He's a good boy. She says, Mom, I was so good. I was so good, Mama. Yeah, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. So anyway, the number of pigs rescued versus the number of cats and dogs in this country is obviously a bit skewed. The majority of media attention focuses, and well, frankly, public's attention, we found the watermelon, focuses entirely on dogs and cats, because we believe that that's kind of where most of the abuse is. Statistically speaking, that's not true at all. They're a tiny fraction compared to what happened. Are you gonna take, really? Really? Okay. Chew! Really? Son, those are teeth marks. Yeah. House pigs. Maybe the reason why we don't rescue as many pigs is because they are incredibly destructive. Oh, Jesus. Son, out. Sir, outside. Outside. Get up. Out. Chew, get up. Outside. 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 Go. Son, out. 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 Outside. Get up. He's mad. Out. Get up. Out. Don't get mad at Mom. Outside. Chew. Get. Outside. Outside. Nope. Wrong way. Moving the pig. Outside. Get up. Out. Get. Outside. Go. Outside. That's an angry pig. Angry pig sound. Go. Out. Go. Yeah, I'll get you in a bit. Shh, get up. Chew, get. Chew, out. No. Chew. Get up. Out. Yeah, so, pig parenting. Yeah. He's a bit pushy. And we love that about him. At the same time, it can be quite difficult to handle. So the number of pigs that one can rescue, based simply on the difficulty of living in a normal human space with a pig, is just naturally going to be quite a bit lower. If we had like 5 pigs running around here of his type, he is a typical farm hog, and if we had them all around this house, I'm not really sure how we'd build it. But I imagine all the shelves would be like over my head. None of this would be on the floor. Yeah, I mean, like, it's possible. People, of course, live in houses with large pigs larger than him even. But I mean, I can't guarantee he's drinking water. He's just so cute, everything he does, you can't see. But it's a tough life. But the best way that we can rescue pigs is, of course, well, not to eat them. Yeah, for some reason I seem to get quite a lot of flack for saying such a really simple answer. The answer is not to give them larger spaces in their cages. The answer is simply to not consume them, period. Something that's actually quite simple to do here. People are like, oh, well, how are you a vegan in Vietnam? I don't know. I just wake up and I eat. I'm still like 5 kilos overweight for me, and I eat really well every single day, quite inexpensively, and I'm never lacking. I'm never, ever lacking food, or energy, or taste. I mean, it's not something I worry about. Not consuming pigs is not an activity that I do. It's just how I live. And it's how everybody can live. I don't eat dogs. How do I not eat dogs? Well, I wake up and I don't eat them. I'm not sure why we have come in the animal rights movement, which obviously is not so much of a movement anymore as it is just a bit of a clusterfuck. But we've come to this point where we have logic and standards for one species that we will not apply to other species. I mean, so we know that bear bile is wrong, yeah, but for some reason, we would never say for a bear bile farm that it would be okay if the animals had larger cages. We say that it's absolutely not okay for an animal to live like this, period. Under any circumstances, we do not use and exploit animals. Or particularly bears, yeah? But for some reason when we talk about pigs, we say, well, it's totally okay to consume pigs as long as they have slightly larger space. I'm questioning the logic in that, and frequently get in trouble regardless. Okay, look at Azazel. She's like, why are you talking to a box? Mom? That's crazy. Look at the chickens. Oh my God, I love my chickens so much. Our babies are so lovely. Anyway, it's just the idea that we can have one logic and standard for one species and another for others that we are used to consuming. And in the end, what happens is we are protecting producers and consumers as opposed to protecting the animals themselves. Vietnam Animal Aid and Rescue is founded on the belief that we don't have the ability, we don't have the right to distinguish between species. Non-speciesist animal rights is based on veganism. It's something that we all can do. Wherever you are in the world, I've traveled to, probably over, 60-ish countries. I don't really know. I don't keep track, but I do travel quite a bit. As a vegan, I get around. I've never had any problems. The idea that this is like an activity that one has to work so hard for, I don't understand it, In the same way you don't eat dogs, you don't eat pigs, chickens, dairy, ducks, whatever, eggs, I mean, it's just, don't put it in your damn mouth, And when you're advocating for animals, be consistent with your messaging, and being consistent with your messaging means protecting all species and not giving shit to people who do. I think I'm, more than anything in this job, I'm just quite tired of having animal lovers on the page come in and say, I was, supporting you as long as you were protecting dogs and cats and things, but all this talk about pigs and chickens. And I'm like, well, come to my shelter and look Julian in the eye, and I want you to tell him that his life is not as valuable as the dog that is cuddled up next to him, yeah? Because you personally like the taste of salted, smoked, dead bodies of his species. Whereas you would condemn somebody as a savage if they were to do so, if they were to say the same thing about the dog next to him. I think more than anything in the rescue world, I would like to see some consistent messaging. And right now, it's really not there. So, as a result of me trying to... They're so cute! Oh, God. Hi, guys. There's so many tummies. There's so many tummies out there. Look at Mumford. And, of course, Ricky's, like, immediately up your ass to... Oh, God, this cat. He's the jock. But anyway, so I'm just working towards a slightly more consistent message in the rescue world in particular. And I do encourage all of the rescues to stand by all species and have a more defined, more clearly defined sense of justice and compassion for all species. It's just, I don't know why that's not happening other than the bottom line. When it comes down to it, the large organizations won't be consistent in their messaging and will not tell you to stop consuming animals because they need the money to keep their lights on and pay their salaries. And I, fine, look, pay your salaries and keep your lights on. God knows I would love to do the same, which we're failing at currently. But in the end, I think if we say that we work for animals, if we say that we love animals, really the only logical thing to do is to stop using them. Chingus is about ready to kill me, though. I use him. I'm not gonna lie. I use him for everything. I mean, he's just tasting me right now because he's about to bite me, but Chingus is my soulmate. And I've recognized that I probably should seek therapy for my relationship to my cat, because I think he's probably the most amazing creature ever to grace the face of the planet. Yeah, and he's really blasé about that fact, but like I'm obsessed. I'm as obsessed with my cat as I am about the building the veterinary capacity of Vietnam and other developing countries. In a way to possibly prevent all the animal cruelty that we see. Anyway, that's my rant for today. Enjoy.